Welcome back, design lovers. In today's video, we're diving into how you can turn a small home into a cozy, rustic retreat filled with warmth, charm, and elegant simplicity. Whether you're living in a cottage, apartment, or studio, these rustic decorating tips will inspire you to maximize space and style effortlessly. Rustic style brings in natural textures, soft colors, and vintage details that work beautifully in small homes. Think weathered woods, cozy textiles, and antique accents. These elements not only add visual interest but also make even the tiniest space feel inviting and soulfully grounded. Start with a neutral base, creamy whites, beiges, warm grays, or soft taupe. Neutral colors help small rooms appear larger and reflect natural light. Add depth by layering various textures, like linen, jute, or wood grains, which are classic rustic elements that don't overpower the space. In small homes, lighting is everything. Maximize natural light by using light, airy curtains or sheer drapes. Add mirrors opposite windows to reflect light and make the room appear more spacious. Rustic interiors shine brightest when illuminated naturally, highlighting all the organic materials. Rustic charm often comes from the past. Incorporate antique finds, flea market treasures, or DIY furniture that's been upcycled. An old wooden ladder can become a towel rack, or a reclaimed wood crate can serve as a coffee table. These unique pieces give your home authentic character. When space is limited, every item should serve more than one purpose. Choose rustic-style furniture like storage benches, nesting tables, or coffee tables with hidden compartments. Opt for distressed finishes or natural wood tones that blend function with beauty in your small home. Layer soft throws, knit blankets, and textured pillows in natural fabrics like wool, cotton, or linen. These cozy textiles instantly bring comfort to rustic spaces. Stick to a muted color palette to keep it elegant, but don't be afraid to add some plaid or vintage florals for charm. One or two rustic statement pieces can elevate a small room without overwhelming it. A vintage chandelier, a weathered wood dining table, or an antique mirror with patina adds elegance and visual interest. Let the piece shine by keeping surrounding decor more minimal. Even a small kitchen can feel grand with rustic style. Add open wooden shelving, display your everyday dishes, or hang copper pots for a farmhouse feel. Consider a small butcher block island for prep and storage. Simple details like mason jar lighting add rustic personality in compact spaces. Turn your small bathroom into a spa-like retreat with rustic accents. Add a wooden vanity, stone sink basin, or reclaimed wood shelves. Use woven baskets for stylish storage and roll towels in rustic bins. Keep the palette light and calming for a peaceful vibe. Rustic bedrooms are perfect for layering. Start with a wooden bed frame or metal headboard, then build comfort with neutral bedding, thick quilts, and farmhouse-style pillows. Add bedside tables made from crates or antique nightstands, and don't forget a warm area rug for underfoot comfort. Even the smallest entryway can be full of rustic style. Use a narrow bench with storage underneath and hang a vintage mirror above for practicality. Hooks made of wrought iron or distressed wood are perfect for hanging coats and bags while adding rustic appeal. Rustic homes celebrate nature, so bring it indoors. Add potted herbs in your kitchen, eucalyptus in a vase, or hanging plants in woven baskets. Wooden bowls filled with pine cones or stone accents connect your home to the outdoors in a gentle, elegant way. Rustic doesn't mean cluttered. Aim for intentional design. Choose pieces that you love and that tell a story. A curated rustic space feels warm, personal, and timeless. Let go of trends and embrace your own sense of what home feels like in your small space. matter the square footage, your home can be a stylish rustic sanctuary. With a few thoughtful choices, natural textures, vintage pieces, and warm tones, you can create a space that feels elegant, cozy, and uniquely you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more seasonal home decor inspiration.